Hello friends, it's Brooke-Sidney here, your favorite mindset and manifestation coach. And today I wanted to kind of make you aware of kind of a pitfall that we all fall into with our negative emotions sometimes and manifesting. But before I get into it, I just want to remind you there are two ways to work with me. Both ways are listed below, as well as two amazing groups full of individuals on this personal transformation and development journey, also known as manifestation. That information is also listed below. So today I really wanted to talk to you about not getting tripped up by your negative emotions and allowing that to stop you from manifesting your biggest desire. And let me explain how that happens, because oftentimes we'll go through something, maybe a breakup, maybe a loss of a job, maybe just feeling like we've made the worst decision ever. And it is causing us to have all sorts of feelings. Like feelings might come up about doubt. Let's say if it's a breakup, whether we're worthy, whether we're going to be loved, feeling down, depressed, anxious, feeling like, even perhaps that our lives are over or our lives are ruined, depending upon what has happened and how we're feeling and how I feel like how much we have tied into that feeling. But there's a danger here that I want to make us all aware of, because awareness is half the key. And if you haven't watched my video on awareness, please do so. It really helps us kind of monitor what we're taking in the 3D and actually making our own, right? We can see things in the 3D. This is kind of a sidebar, but we can see things in the 3D and we can really look at them as neutral, not giving them any sort of meaning, just allowing them kind of to pass by. I tell my meditation clients that when they have thoughts that they don't like, to simply let them float by like clouds, like observing them. That's what we can do with the 3D reality and experiences that come up for us. And so in the same way, when we have an experience that comes up for us that we don't like, I'm going to take the example of a breakup, because most of us remember what a breakup is like and how awful it is. But we sometimes attach feelings to those experiences about who we are. Those feelings become tied up with our self-concept. So for example, if we're feeling like, oh my God, like we feel left or abandoned, we're often feeling like we're not the one chosen. We're not the one that's worthy of this love or worthy of that person. We're often feeling like no one cares about us or no one thinks about us and all of these things. And so those feelings, if left unaddressed, right, and left to just keep, kind of ruminating on them and going back over and over and over again, they can trick us into creating a self-concept about ourselves that doesn't exist, maybe even before this happened, or is one that we've already been working on, or two, trick us into a new story about how something gets to work out for ourselves, right? So a bad breakup can turn into like, instead of that person wasn't right for me, or I'm going to manifest them back, whichever option, they're both good. It's whatever feels good to you. That event now becomes this non-neutral thing, which it could be, into a negative thing that produces negative feelings like anxiety, doubt, depression, sadness, grief, that then becomes part of our new self-concept around ourselves, that we're not lovable, that we're not chosen, that we're not worthy, that people don't commit to us, that people don't stay. And then that becomes our story or self-concept around love, right? Like, love doesn't work out for me. No one ever commits to me. I'm never going to get married. It's really hard to find someone. All of that becomes now new broken stories that you don't need. So I'm all about when we experience something in the 3D, to be aware of it, to take stock of it, and to feel our feelings, feel our emotions. Emotions are just energy in motion. So let them pass through, let them wash over us. And I know that can be more challenging, than done. But the key here is to not let them stick and trick you into a new story about how love, money, jobs, working, career, your business, getting a home, whatever it is. Don't allow these negative feelings, these temporary feelings, become a mental track that you play over and over and over again that you reprogram yourself into a feeling state, into a belief, into a thought pattern, into a story that now becomes something that blocks you in your manifestation, that now becomes something else that you have to work through, right? I think that part of being on this journey is truly being aware of what we're thinking and feeling and what we're experiencing. And then we make the conscious decision after we know what's going on to decide that's not how life is going to work for me. I'm going to create new rules. What I see in the 3D is old news. I don't have to accept that. I'm going to decide to go a new way. I'm going to create a new life for myself. I'm going to create a new way that I'm going to feel and think about money, love, SPs, jobs, my business, whatever it is, right? At every point, as an intentional and conscious creator who is constantly working on our inside, we have the choice moment by moment to decide what something gets to mean for us. And yes, we've all gone through breakups. We've all gone through job losses. We've all gone through disappointments. We've all gone through things with family and friends. But we get to decide ultimately what they mean to us. My hope is that you find a positive meaning into it, a jumping pad, a reason for us to improve ourselves and love our lives more, rather than allowing these negative emotions to trick us into believing something that's not true about ourselves. And that maybe in the moment it felt true, but it's not. And when we feel bad about ourselves, I love how Abraham Hicks says that. When we feel bad about ourselves, it's us saying we're not in alignment with our God self, our highest self, who you were created to be. It is just a passing and fleeting emotion. It is great. It's a signal for us to pay attention to it. It's great. It's an idea of, this is what I'm feeling in this moment, but it doesn't need to become a part of a negative self-concept or a negative story and belief system that now gets to get in the way of whatever you're trying to manifest, or get in the way of your healing and you being the best you that you can possibly be. So I hope this has been helpful. Make sure you're subscribed and join this amazing manifestation community. Please like this video so we can share it with more people, and turn that bell on because I drop videos daily. See you tomorrow.